You've seen the for sale signs sitting for 60 days. You've seen the builders in Southwest Florida offering 5% interest rate buy downs just to get people to look at their inventory. And now the headlines are screaming that Florida has the highest foreclosure rate in America. But are we looking at a 2008 style implosion? Or is this the great Florida reset that actually creates a massive opportunity for people who don't panic? It's February 2026. The new insurance mandates just hit. The condo reserve deadlines are here. If you're a homeowner, you feel like you've been squeezed from every side. Today, I'm giving you pure strategy. No fluff, no repetitive stats. We're going behind the scenes of the laws, the math, and the migration shifts that will determine if your home is an asset or a liability this year. Buckle up. We're going to talk. Yes, 1 in every 230 homes in Florida saw a foreclosure filing last year. That is double the national average. But context is king. In 2010, that number was 1 in 11. We are nowhere near a collapse. What we are seeing is the zombie foreclosure return. Banks are finally processing paper from the last 3 years. Here's why this time is different. 2008, people had bad loans. 2026, people have bad bills. Your 3% mortgage is a dream, but your $8,000 insurance policy is a nightmare. This isn't a you can't pay the bank crisis. It's a you can't pay the state crisis. If you're watching the market, do not watch the banks. Watch the Florida legislature. As of January 1st, HB 1021 is officially live. If your condo association has 25 or more units, they are now legally required to post every structural report, every budget, and every inspection on a public-facing website. The days of secret special assessments are over. This is the most dangerous time to own an unrenovated older condo. Why? Because for the first time, every buyer can see exactly how much the building has in the bank before they even book a showing. If your building is not fully funded its reserves, which was the deadline a month ago, you're basically unfinanceable for 90% of the buyers. You're competing against brand new Live Local Act builds that have zero maintenance baggage. Why are hedge funds dumping Florida single-family homes? It isn't because they think the state is sinking. It's because of the cap rate squeeze. In 2021, an investor could buy a house in Tampa, rent it for $2,500, and make a killing. Today, that same house has a $600 a month insurance bill, $500 a month in taxes, and $300 in HOA fees. The math has left the building. Here's the opportunity. When investors sell, inventory goes up. When inventory goes up, your Zestimate goes down. If you live in an investor-heavy zip code, I'm looking at Orlando and Jacksonville, your home value is dictated by someone who doesn't care about your neighborhood. They care about a spreadsheet. You need to know if you're in an investor-saturated zone. Florida's Live Local Act is in full swing for 2026. The state is essentially overriding local zoning to allow developers to build high-density, mixed-use housing in areas that used to be commercial or industrial. If you bought a house because it was quiet, you need to check the 5-mile radius for Live Local applications. A 300-unit apartment complex going in next door does not kill your value, but it changes your buyer pool from peace seekers to commuters. Sell the peace while you still have it. New data from late 2025 shows a 20% price gap opening up between hardened homes and standard homes. If you have a 2024 standard roof, impact windows, and you're in a resilient Florida-funded zone, you're in a different market than your neighbor. Buyers in 2026 are not looking at kitchens anymore. They're looking at the 4-point inspection and the flood elevation certificate. If your house is not hardened, your window to sell to a traditional buyer is closing as insurance companies get pickier. Here's my bottom line. We're in the Great Reset. Sell if you're in an older condo, you're in an investor-heavy suburb, or your carry cost of tax and insurance have crossed 35% of your take-home pay. Stay if you have 40% or more equity, a sub 4% rate, and you don't mind a 2 to 3 year flat market. The Florida dream is not dead. It's just getting expensive. The people who win in 2026 are the ones who treat their home like a business, not an emotion. If you want to see the specific data for your zip code, the real numbers, not the headline, hit the link below. Let us get you the facts so you can sleep past 2 in the morning. This has been the Florida Real Estate Insider. I'm still Tom McNamara. I'll see you in the next one.